Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to my study room. And today we're going to be taking a look at a sample kit that I got from Montale. I love when you go to the website of Montale, by the way, there's sample kits already pre-made, but you can also make your own custom. So if there are specific fragrances that you're curious about, you can just make your own little sample. It comes like this in a little box and you have 5 fragrances for $20. So I really like it. They're 2 ounce and they come pretty full. So these ones I obviously already used, but no issues. Great delivery, and what you get is really good. And I love the fact that you really can customize it. So let's take a look. These are the fragrances that I was very curious about. Let's begin with Aoud Jasmine. I kind of like the idea. Jasmine, I love Jasmine. I love Oud. I wanted to see what is up. It's considered to be, again, everything from Fragrantica, fruity, white floral, oud, fresh, citrusy, green, musky, and so forth. In the top, you have green apple, or just apple, pear and mandarin orange. In the heart, Indian jasmine, argentwood, rose. And in the base, white musk and amber. I think some people would like it. I think it's very leaning feminine. This jasmine, wow, it's so boof with the pear. What does this remind me of? So this reminds me of back in Israel. So there's these little kind of a boutique, usually run by Russian ladies, and they kind of sell clothes and some jewelry, and they usually also do hair there, and just people come and get their hair and clothes, and just, so when you walk in there, there's always this scent of, you know, hairspray and probably the plastic from, you know, from removing from the clothes when they got the delivery or something like that, and their own fragrances. And the opening reminds me of that. The jasmine is really potent with the pear and the apple. It's a little bit, I would say this would be better for somebody a little bit more mature, like late 30s, even 40s and 50s and 60s even. It's not, for me, this is not young. It's not elevated. There isn't really wood here. It's really not. I think the amber and the oud, they grounded maybe, created more of like a woody type fragrance, but there isn't like a specific note of oud. The rose also isn't really in the front. It's really about more of the jasmine and the pear and the apple in the opening. With a dry down, you get some of that musk, but it's pretty much linear, pretty much remains the same. It softens from that bold jasmine fruity note. It's okay. I'm not in love. I really don't like the opening. Yeah, like kind of like a jasmine hairspray or something like that. Just, I don't know. It's good. It's, yeah, no. Not for me. If you're interested, I would say not a safe blind buy at all. Not a safe blind buy. Absolutely not. All right, next one. So Amber. Okay. So Amber, rose amber, fruity, warm, spicy, sweet, powdery, musky, animalic, woody, balsamic. To be quite frank, yeah. Moroccan rose in the top, in the heart, amberries and saffron and sandalwood. There isn't any amber here, okay? I think the amber is short for the amberries. And in the base, raspberry, white musk, and vanilla. So, okay, that's the other one. So this one, this is rose. So everything, all the notes are correct. You smell them all, you get them all. The raspberry, you would assume it gives it some kind of freshness, and maybe that's kind of a saving point, but you never really smell like specific raspberry. It's It's a musky amber. So think of the ambergris musk and the saffron kind of combined. And then you have the rose. It is a very nice fragrance. It's a beast performance. I think it's great for kind of fall and winter, not because it's warm and spicy, just because it's really it's pretty bold. It's pretty bold fragrance and sweet. I like it, and you really get the vanilla. I like it, but I'm not obsessed with it per se. I think it's the kind of fragrance that I will love, but at some point I will kind of be over it, or during the day I'm like, oh, like I can't smell you anymore. The kind of, gets to a limit, you're just like over it. So I think that's the kind of fragrance this one is for me personally. I would say this is not all that an unsafe blind buy per se. No, it's really pleasant, very Middle Eastern. It does remind me of dark purple, the musk and the rose, but I still prefer the dark purple. It has more woods, the I don't know, and the plum. It's just so much more beautiful and sensual, and you just enjoy it through the entire time. It's not the kind that you will like, ugh, okay, I'm over it. This one potentially. It is very nice. If I could ever find like a little guy of this, I would say yes, just because I love the performance. I love how it smells, but it's not one that I'm gonna reach for often, use a lot. So you really need to love your saffron here and your ambergris with musk. It's a musky, okay, and your roses. So there's that. All right, moving on. Aoud Lagoon. Floral, fruity, woody, white floral, citrus, earthy, aquatic, mossy, aromatic, and sweet. Note-wise, osmanthus and mandarin orange in the top. In the heart, you have tiara flower and lotus. And in the base, gaiac wood, vetiver, and moss. It's a very nice fragrance. It is aquatic. Not the typical aquatic. Kind of like, yeah, true like a lagoon. Water aquatic, not ocean aquatic. It's nice, it's pretty, it's delicate, feminine leaning, definitely feminine leaning, inoffensive. You get the floral, but they're not, they're not too aggressive. Tiara flower, especially with Montale, can be very fake and forced, and here it's not. It's very not. It's very, everything is very soft, very easy to wear, very easy to enjoy and love. I did not get a great performance from this one, to be quite frank. This one I will have to overspray if I ever buy one. Because I do like it, but there's nothing specifically wonderful, unique, and wow about this. I think people who will enjoy this are the ones who do like more, again, subtle fragrances, just something that smells nice and fresh and a little lotus and a little kind of mainstream, but still very unique. It's kind of fall. It's a balance of both. It's not wow, but it's also not all that mainstream at the same time. They just want to smell good, fresh, beautiful. This one is really good. I think this one will be great for very hot weather, humid weather, with a breeze, maybe, yes, around, like if you live in an ocean, not in, near one. Just during the day, running errands kind of fragrance. Very nice, very polite. This one is good. This one is good for the right price. Yeah, because sometimes you don't know, and you just want to smell good, and you don't want to make a statement. The only statement you want is that you smell good, and that's really it. The oud or whatever, vetiver and moss, I think it's more on the moss. The vetiver and the gaiac wood, not really. Not really. Maybe there's something in the back background. I think it's more, again, of what it does to the base, but it doesn't even give it a much longer projection or longevity. You don't really get much of oud. So I would ignore that word in the name or those notes. It's not about that. This fragrance is really not. I think any woman can pull this off. Woman that likes very soft and very delicate fragrances will very, very much enjoy this one. I will say that. Very much enjoy it. Next one, Tropical Wood. I had great expectations from this one. Fruity, sweet, tropical, oud, rose, powder, fresh, leather, musk. Oud, passion fruit, pineapple, bergamot in the top. Yeah, the opening is, it's a sweet fruity without getting a one specific note. It's just kind of a cluster of those. The oud is not potent or aggressive here. You smell it, but it's not aggressive. You know what? It's almost like this oud is of the type that Montale has that is chemical, but in a tiny, tiny little dosage that I kind of even like. That it gives a little bit of a interesting character to it, but it goes away pretty quickly. But it's very small. It's a tiny, tiny, minute, tiny little amount. So again, this is not a fragrance that is about the oud. It's really not. Then you have Bulgarian rose and violet in the heart, leather, white musk, Madagascar vanilla in the base. With everything, it's still kind of boring. I can see people liking it. I can see why people liking it, but it's not a wow. It's not amazing. It's not earth-shattering. It's not a must. It's really nice in terms of how you would think that Montale and oud, that they really tapered this really low. This fragrance is not about the oud at all. Some people don't even notice that there is oud in here at all. It is more on the fruity side in the opening, then it dries down with, you get them more of the florals, still with the fruit, just not as much. The leather, you don't get specifically leather, but it does play its part. It's okay. Honestly, same thing. Not amazing performance on me. And I sprayed a crap ton. I sprayed once, 20 minutes later, I sprayed even more, and still I got nothing. So I will even prefer to go with Aoud Lagoon, that I actually do smell more than this one. And it's a little bit, as much as it's not wow, the Aoud Lagoon, it's very nice. It's very, very nice. It's very pleasant. I will say that. And the last one, Pure Love. Woody, vanilla, amber, nemalic, powdery, leather, and so forth. Rose in the top. Vetiver, sandalwood in the heart. Vanilla, ambergris, and leather in the base. So, since we have the vetiver, so I have here the roses and amber, or amber and roses from Montserrat. A very masculine, dry. Yeah, I like it, but just making sure I don't have I have El Hermain Oud Rouge from yesterday. I mean, 18 hours ago. If not even more, and I can still smell it. Jesus. Okay. So, Pure Love, I love. It's definitely, the opening is leaning masculine. But I'll say this, with a dry down, the ambergris vanilla come through and you get the leather. It's not a harsh leather, nothing like that. It's a very soft and sweet and almost powdery kind of leather. With the freshness, it's very unisex, especially the dry down. I find the dry down to be very unisex. The opening is a little bit more masculine, you know, the vetiver. I really, really like it. There is this, you know, yeah, it's It's again nothing like, oh my god, new concept. Somewhat on the generic, nothing that nobody ever smelled before, especially the opening, you know, vetiver. It's very common. But I really like it. The leather is really nice. Nothing industrial, nothing, you know, nothing like that. The amberies give it a little bit of the some sweetness and airiness. But then you have the vanilla. But I find the amberies, I like it in here because you have the vetiver, sandalwood, and leather. So you have pretty these masculine, a little heavier on the side kind of notes. And then the amberies, they give it a nice freshness without, you know, being a Baccarat Rouge with amberies and saffron. Well, there's no saffron, but amberies sometimes can ruin it for me. It's like, oh, more amberies. Wow. But here it's really nice. With the vanilla, it's a really nice balance for the sandalwood and the leather. Like, you really do get the leather, but it's so nice. It's so nice. It's so easy to wear and enjoy. Very, very nice for women who like these kind of fragrances. Nothing aggressive or, you know, very masculine and, you know, sweaty hair kind of, you know, man. This one is really, really, really beautiful. It has that freshness from the vetiver, so honestly, this can be even worn year round, but the other notes, you know, perfect for some fall, spring, and winter. This is a year-round kind of fragrance, really to enjoy. I think this one is easy to love. If you love these kind of notes and you love unisex, soft, really nice leather, some vetiver, some freshness, but a little sweetness and something like that. Very not difficult, like I said, to enjoy. Then I will say this is a very safe blind buy. This is a very nice fragrance. This is the kind of masculine fragrances that I love. That it's a unisex, leaning masculine, but without being aggressive or too much. That it's just beautiful. I don't like unisex leaning female because then it's almost just female. For me, unisex, I like them leaning more to the masculine side, but not too much. And this one is really nice. Yeah, I've kept smelling it, and honestly, I loved it from the very beginning that I got this kit. I let them sit, I let them rest, and then I smell them over and over again just to kind of make sure that my review and the kind of performance and the scent is consistent, because some of them really will change. This one I just consistently enjoyed. I really like it. The vanilla is not too much sweetness. The leather is not too much. The vetiver, you get that sharpness from the vetiver only in the opening, which goes away. I mean, as I sprayed it till now, it's almost gone. Okay, so we're talking about a couple of minutes that you really get that element. And now, like, that leather with the vanilla really coming through with the sandalwood. Yeah, this is really, really nice. So if you enjoy those kind of fragrances, I say this is a very, very safe blind buy. It's, again, nothing spectacular, nothing groundbreaking. But with these kind of notes and fragrances, I don't necessarily want groundbreaking, because groundbreaking usually with this kind of stuff means very harsh and aggressive. You know, gotta be niche, gotta be special. But then you're just like, you know, I want something like that I can reach more often, use more often, enjoy more often, than have it to be so groundbreaking that it's only for very special occasions, which really never come. And, you know, so this one is 10 out of 10 for me. This is, yeah, I'm sold. This is really nice. So if I had to, you know, which one for me is a full bottle worthy, definitely the Pure Love. And you know what? Yes, Aoud Lagoon. These ones, by the way, these two choices that I just made could not be any more different from one another. They're complete opposite. The Aoud Lagoon is so feminine, so soft, and so delicate, and, you know, with the lotus and everything, it's just, it's great. And Pure Love is, you know, you got that leather, but it's still more on very polite, very easy to love for men and women. These two are my favorite. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.